Welcome back to my channel. Today we explore the value of specific coins, the top 4 most valuable Abraham Lincoln wheat pennies. So let's get started. First up, the 1958 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark is a coin that marks the final year of the long-running wheat penny design. In 1958, the United States Mint continued to produce the classic Lincoln cent with the wheat ears on the reverse before switching to the new design later that year. Because these coins were struck in Philadelphia, they do not carry a mint mark beneath the date. This makes the 1958 no mint mark penny a meaningful piece for collectors who appreciate the history of one of America's most familiar coin series. The Lincoln wheat penny was first introduced in 1909 and quickly became one of the most widely collected and circulated coins in United States history. It features Abraham Lincoln on the obverse with the words "In God We Trust" above his head, "Liberty" to the left, and the date at the bottom. The reverse shows 2 stylized wheat ears framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, with E pluribus unum at the top. This design remained in place for nearly 50 decades, and coins from each year tell a story about the era in which they were made. A 1958 wheat penny without a mint mark in dirty condition has seen many years of circulation and handling. Dirty condition means the coin shows noticeable wear and the surfaces may be darkened or stained from exposure to the elements and contact with other coins. The details on Lincoln's face and coat are worn, and the wheat stalks on the reverse are smooth in many areas. Coins in this state are often found in old collections, boxes, or jars of mixed change, and they reflect real everyday use rather than preservation for collectors. When discussing the dollar value for a 1958 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in dirty condition, it is important to understand that condition greatly affects the market value. Because so many of these coins were made and so many survive, even heavily worn and dirty examples are not rare. In today's market, a typical 1958 no mint mark penny in dirty condition usually trades for around 10 cents to 50 cents. Coins with heavier wear, corrosion, or significant surface issues tend to be closer to the lower end of that range, while examples with cleaner surfaces and more visible detail, even if still dirty, may bring slightly more. Collectors and buyers often look for coins that show more detail or have better overall eye appeal, and a dirty coin with indistinct features attracts limited interest beyond its historical significance and date completion value. The 1958 wheat penny remains a collectible piece because it represents the end of a long design era, but the trade value for a worn and dirty example is modest in dollar terms. Many people might encounter 1958 wheat pennies in everyday change or old coin collections and wonder if they are valuable. The reality for a dirty, circulated coin from this year is that its value rarely exceeds its face value by a large margin. Only coins with better condition or special characteristics attract noticeable premiums in the marketplace. Even though the dollar value for a dirty 1958 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark is modest, these coins are still significant from a historical perspective. They connect us to a time when coins passed through countless hands and served as part of everyday transactions. For collectors building sets by date, the 1958 penny in any condition is important to complete the series and tell the full story of Lincoln's long presence on the cent. If you enjoy finding old coins and exploring their history, a 1958 Lincoln wheat penny in dirty condition offers a small glimpse into mid-20th century American life and the transition to new coinage designs. While its value in today's market is usually under $1, its place in the long-running Lincoln wheat penny series makes it a worthy piece for many coin enthusiasts. Next up, the 1958 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark is the final year of the classic wheat penny series. In 1959, the design would change to the Lincoln Memorial reverse, making the 1958 penny the last of its kind. Because of this, the 1958 wheat penny holds a special place in the history of United States coinage. The absence of a mint mark means the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, as was standard for that time. The overall design remains familiar, with Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the front and the 2 wheat ears on the back framing the denomination and country name. In a normal, dirty, circulated condition, this 1958 penny shows many signs of circulation and age. It may be darkened by years of handling with dirt and surface marks that cover parts of the design. The high points of Lincoln's hair and coat are worn smooth, and the wheat stalks on the reverse are flattened and lack sharp detail. The date and major design elements are still readable, but the overall appearance reflects heavy use over decades. Coins in this condition are common because pennies were everyday coins that passed through countless hands for purchases large and small. The value in today's market for a 1958 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in normal, dirty, circulated condition is generally modest because the coin was produced in vast numbers and many survive even after heavy wear. In most cases, these dirty, circulated pennies trade for a small premium over face value simply because they are older coins that collectors enjoy owning. Most of the time, the value falls around 20 to 50 cents in current market terms. A very average, worn, dirty example with no special eye appeal will often sell at the lower end of this range, while a slightly more attractive circulated piece may sell closer to 50 cents. It is important to understand that this value reflects typical market conditions for a common date circulated penny. The 1958 no mint mark wheat penny is not considered rare or difficult to find, especially in worn grades. High prices you may see online often belong to coins in exceptional condition or coins with unusual errors. A normal, dirty, circulated coin does not reach those higher dollar amounts because the supply of such coins remains plentiful. Despite its modest market value, this coin is still significant because it represents the end of the wheat penny era. Collectors often include worn examples like this in date runs or historical collections because they tell a story about everyday life and commerce at the time. Holding a worn 1958 penny connects you with the past and with the millions of people who used similar coins for decades. For new collectors, these normal, dirty, circulated pennies are a great way to learn about condition grading and market value without spending large amounts of money. They serve as accessible examples of key dates and transitions in coin design. Even though the value in dollars is limited, the historical worth and educational value are much greater. If you own a 1958 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in normal, dirty, circulated condition, you can expect its value in today's market to be around 20 to 50 cents. This value reflects the current demand among collectors for common circulated coins and the reality of supply and condition in the market. The true worth of the coin lies in its history and place as the final year of the wheat penny series, rather than in high dollar figures. Next up, the 1956 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny with a D mint mark is a coin that many collectors and everyday people recognize because it represents a later example in the long-running Lincoln wheat penny series. In 1956, the Denver Mint produced pennies that carried the small letter D below the date, and these coins were made of copper, just like most other Lincoln cents of that time. However, there are also unusual coins from that year made of steel or with errors that draw extra attention from collectors and can be worth more than their face value. The standard 1956 Lincoln wheat penny is copper, and in circulated condition, most coins show wear from many years of use. A circulated coin means it was used in everyday commerce, and the high points of the design show smoothing and loss of fine detail. On a circulated 1956 D mint mark penny, Lincoln's hair and coat details are worn, and the wheat stalks on the reverse are smooth. These signs of wear come from decades of handling and are common for coins that spent time in pockets, cash registers, and coin rolls. When we talk about value in today's market in dollars for a 1956 D wheat penny in circulated condition, we are referring to what collectors are willing to pay for a coin that has been used but still remains a collectible piece of history. Most circulated 1956 D Lincoln wheat pennies trade for amounts slightly above face value because there are so many of them available. Typical circulation wear examples generally have a value of about 15 cents to 50 cents, depending on how worn the coin is and how attractive it looks to a buyer. There are exceptions when a specific coin might be worth more. Some 1956 coins are found with unusual surface issues or errors that make them stand out from normal examples. These error coins can bring higher prices because collectors seek out unique pieces. But for a regular 1956D Lincoln wheat penny in standard circulated condition, the realistic dollar value remains modest and reflects collector demand for everyday coins rather than rare treasures. Collectors enjoy coins like the 1956D penny because they are part of the story of everyday American currency. That year was near the end of the wheat penny era, and collectors building sets often look for each date and mint mark to complete their collection. A circulated condition coin may not be worth a large amount in dollar terms, but it fills an important place in a complete set and shows the natural wear of a coin that's circulated for many years. It is also worth noting that prices seen in online listings do not always reflect what a coin will actually sell for, because sellers sometimes list coins at high dollar amounts, hoping for a collector's interest. Actual sale prices for a typical circulated 1956D penny are based on what buyers and sellers agree upon in the market and tend to stay within the modest range mentioned earlier. If you are new to coin collecting, the 1956 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny in circulated condition offers a great example of how condition affects value. More wear means lower dollar value, and less wear means a bit more, but most circulated examples remain affordable and common. This makes them excellent coins for teaching the basics of coin grading and market pricing. So, if you have a 1956 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny with a D mint mark in circulated condition, you should understand that its value in today's market in dollars is generally under $1, but still of interest to collectors who appreciate the long history of the Lincoln wheat penny series. Next up, the 1956 Abraham Lincoln wheat still penny without a mint mark is a coin that many people find in change, collections, old jars, and drawers at home. This coin was produced by the Philadelphia Mint in 1956, and because Philadelphia did not use a mint mark at that time, the coin simply shows the date without any letter. The Lincoln wheat penny series began in 1909 with Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the front and the two wheat ears on the back, and continued through 1958. This long-running design makes the series very popular with collectors of all levels. The 1956 penny is made of the traditional bronze composition that had been used for Lincoln cents for decades. The front of the coin shows Lincoln facing to the right with the words, "In God We Trust" above his head, "Liberty" to the left, and the date at the bottom. On the reverse, two wheat ears frame the words 1 cent and United States of America with E pluribus unum at the top. Even though the design is familiar to many people, the value of the coin depends on several factors, including condition and eye appeal. When we talk about dirty condition, we mean a coin that has been in circulation for many years and shows surface darkening, dirt deposits, and rough areas from use. A dirty 1956 wheat penny may have lost some of its original luster, and the details may appear worn or flat. On these coins, Lincoln's hair and coat details will be smooth, and the wheat ears on the back will show minimal texture. Despite this worn appearance, the coin still holds interest because it is part of an iconic series that spans nearly half a century. In today's market, the value of a 1956 Abraham Lincoln wheat still penny without a mint mark in dirty condition is generally modest. Most of these coins trade for close to their face value and only a small premium above 1 cent. Typical values in dollars for a dirty circulated example are usually about 10 cents to 30 cents depending on how worn and how dirty the surfaces appear. Coins that are very rough, heavily stained, or corroded may sell for even less and rarely attract strong collector interest. It is important to understand that a dirty condition coin is not the same as a rare or valuable coin. Some people see old coins and assume that their age makes them valuable, but condition plays a major role in determining worth. A penny from 1956, even though it is old and collectible in better grades, is common in worn and dirty condition. Because millions were made and many still survive, these everyday examples do not command high dollar prices. This coin still has historical significance because it circulated during the post-war era when everyday Americans used pennies to buy groceries and other daily items. Holding a 1956 wheat penny connects us with that time in history, even if the coin shows wear and dirt from years of use. Collectors often include these coins in complete date runs or as teaching pieces to help new collectors understand how condition affects value. If you have a 1956 Abraham Lincoln Wheat Still penny without a mint mark in dirty condition, you can expect its value in today's market to be low in dollar terms, but its true worth comes from its place in the long story of American coinage. It may not be a high-value collectible, but it represents a piece of everyday history that's circulated through countless hands and remains a fun item for anyone interested in coins. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more coin collecting content. See you in next time. Happy collecting!